I'm Mark O'Shea, a zoologist with personal experience of thousands of snakes.
Will do. I've got him!
None of them has struck me as intelligent.
Nice little cobra.
But I've never met a king cobra in the wild. What will I think when I look deep into the eyes of the snake that's become a national icon?
Our first fully charged, perfectly healthy, undamaged, wild Russell's viper for our anti-venom programme. Look at this snake, it looks like a carpet. You'd think, how could that possibly ever be camouflage? Could you see him in there? I had to look hard. It's coming up towards dusk. This is a nocturnal snake. This is when it comes out hunting. This is when people meet them on the roads. And if you're not carrying a torch and you're walking barefoot, this is when you get bitten by what is arguably one of the most, if not the most dangerous snake in the world, and certainly the most dangerous snake in Sri Lanka. The babies are not going to get out of the nest without her intervention, and she knows that, so she knows she has to come to their aid. It's just whether she's hardwired enough to recognise the fact.
OK, well, the experiment's running. Yeah. Let's see what happens, but we'll keep an eye on her, of course. With a bit of luck, she might respond.
Yep.
That is a monster crocodile.
I said she would. I saw it. I saw all the vegetation move. I knew she was coming, and here she comes.
So this is a replay of her coming out?
Yeah. I told you she was under that piece of yellow. Here she comes.
You would never... I'd never believe she would be that big.
11 foot. She's no diddy. At home, I like to photograph some of the mini beasts, like mouse spiders and jumping spiders in the house. If I can photograph this sort of thing at home, what can you photograph in a city? The place is teeming with wildlife. That's the first bullhead I've seen. He's let me touch him. Tell us a little bit about this. And you can only really see that with a macro lens. If you zoom in and look close, then you see all those little flower heads that to anyone else just looks like part of a single flower. Well, I think we should get some shots of these.
Yep, definitely.
So the corn bunting is in decline?
Yes, it's in decline nationwide. Agricultural changes with lack of insect to feed the youngsters.
Due to pesticides?
Due to pesticides, yes.
And yet this is one of the stronger areas for corn buntings in Nottingham. Impressive stuff. It goes to show there's a bounty of wildlife right on your doorstep. I'm in Holland to visit one of the largest reptile shows in Europe. To show you how hundreds of snakes get into the UK, we're going to try something out. As I might be recognised by the dealer, and I would be covered by a zoo licence which lets me legally transport wild animals, I've enlisted some help.
How much for two of them? Do you get a discount?
I mean, it's grown in the night. No. Of course, we didn't really bring a live rattlesnake back. We left it in Holland. But this does demonstrate just how easy it would have been. I've got an adder.
Proof that Kinveredge is still home to Britain's only venomous snake.
Head down so I can bring him out for you. So they are here, which is a major plus. There we go. So there are adders here. Nice female adder, very full, and I tell you, I'd say she's gravid, so I'm not going to hold her for long, we'll pop her back. But look at that. So we were laughing about this site, we thought there'd be nothing here. There's public paths all the way around it, dense undergrowth so it's difficult to get in. We've put refugia in there we can't find, and blow me, sitting here on the top of what is a wood ant nest I would say. We've got a lovely female adder. I'm going to pop her gently down. She's going to clear off straight away. So we're laughing. We put little refugia in here. Can't even find them. And lo and behold, sat out on top here's an adder. Just happened across it. That's how it should happen. That is just, you know, just coming across things like that. That's absolutely fantastic. Listen. No bird song. In a forest. The reason? A snake that shouldn't even be here. The brown tree snake. I've come to Guam to see how one species of snake has had such a devastating effect on the native wildlife, and to see if there are any possible solutions to what appears to be an ecological disaster. These crocodiles are much smaller than your typical Nile crocodile of tropical Africa, because crocodiles are limited in their size by where they live. There's no point in a crocodile outgrowing a pool like this and having to move. They grow to a certain size and seem to stop. Even if these are under half the size of normal Nile crocs, they still share the same watery adaptations.
So catch a croc.
Well, what you've got to do here, Graham,
Yes.
slip that over the head and give a good yank on that.
Right. I've never heard those words before.
If we can find a suitable sea snake that can survive in captivity, venom research will become a whole lot easier.
Fortunately, their fangs are too short to go through a wetsuit.
We already have specimens of both these species, so they can go swimming.
Voila!
There's a snake! Oh my God, it is! It's the...
You
It's a Methystine python!
Yes! All right.
No, wait a minute! It's not! It's the water...
It's your baby
It's a water python!
It's what you're looking for.
The python was actually a completely new species to Papua New Guinea. On further examination, I realised that it belongs to a genus of pythons only known from Australia. There are 4 species in that genus, and they occur in Western Australia, Northern Territories and Queensland. And now New Guinea. The last new python discovered in Papua New Guinea was 50 years ago, and the previous one 75 years before that. I came looking for a reptile that science knows little about, and found one it didn't even know existed. Come on, chaps! As we approach from the front, officers encircle the building. Cobra. Rat snake racer. These are protected species. It doesn't really matter whether you like snakes or not. You've got to find this repulsive. This is very sad. King Cobra. This is the king of snakes, and to wind up semi-frozen in a bag, destined for the skin trade, is not the way the king should wind up at all. But this King Cobra is looking back at me, and it's almost as if there are conscious thoughts going on. She's gauging things. This is really quite incredible experience. Just never felt this sort of, well, communing with a snake in the past. I can't scientifically prove it, but I'm sure this king recognises me. Kings are easily stressed, and this one has more than earned her freedom. I'm releasing her as soon as possible.